All right, so my friends, welcome. This is an exciting one. All right, so the Australia Regional Championship happened last weekend. And of course, we're looking at Decklist. We're looking for cool things here. Dimir is probably not my favorite deck in the format, honestly. I'd say that Enduring Curiosity is one of my most hated cards. But the really awesome news here is that Jennifer Rose, who won the tournament, is a Piledriver. That's right. We were talking to Jennifer after the event. Jennifer's been a Piledriver now for quite a while, which is awesome. And super cool to obviously see one of our own win a tournament. Jennifer actually used the Cassian map token on camera in the finals. See, there it is. There's the Cassian map token on camera in the finals. Cassian won an RC. Awesome, right? So really, really cool. So big congrats to Jennifer, who's now qualified for the Pro Tour and Worlds after playing in her first RC and crushing it, which is really, really cool. And Dimir has been a deck that's making kind of a resurgence lately. It did quietly really, really well at the Minneapolis RC I did commentary for. Both it and Mono Black Demons had like a 55-ish% win rate, where no other deck had anything better than like 51%. So in large numbers, that's a pretty relevant statistic. So Preacher of Schism, Sheoldred, these are cards that are quite good against the crop of red decks that are out there right now. If everyone's playing Temporary Lockdown and Burst Lightning, playing Preacher is a good place to be. And of course, this is a deck that does that pretty well, with some other bonuses of variety, counter spells. Drowner's obviously great. Quarry Steelcutter is a little bit hard for this deck to beat, but it has one main deck, Dreams of Steel and Oil, and two main deck, Duress, trying to nab it. Also Spell Pierce it too. So there are answers, and of course in the non-Steelcutter games, you'll be in great shape regardless. And of course, it's good against the other decks in the format as well. So we're gonna play it and see how it goes. Looking forward to Hartford here, which of course is an event that I'm commentating this weekend, which is super fun. And Nicole's playing in the event as well, which is very, very exciting. So all eyes are on Hartford this weekend about what's going to be the next step of the evolution of Standard. And is this it? I don't know. We're going to find out. So let's get right to the games. Brought to you by
Cool Stuff Inc. is proud to sponsor Jim Davis. We offer great deals on card games and more. Get a free token featuring Jim Davis and take 5% off your next order if you use the code JIM5 at checkout. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
All right, here we go. Chat coming out with me. Spyglass Siren, Enduring Curiosity, Duress. All right. We're on the draw. Hand's great. We're going to keep them. We see Spire Bluff Canal, Stormpiercer's Talent. So, right off the bat, we're going to fire off a turn 1 Duress and try and hit that Quarry Steelcutter, because we cannot remove it if it's in play, and that's not a great thing for us. So, got to play to what the deck is capable of doing, and we see a swing and a miss. Just some cantrips. So, a pretty bad Duress for us, unfortunately. They also have a Swiss Spear as well. So, they're on a pretty fast draw here, and right off the bat, we get tested out with the most popular deck in the format, although I think this deck is super beatable. I only had about like a 51% win rate over the last two RCs. It's being played a ton, obviously, but it's not exactly crushing or anything. It's just a good, solid deck. Straightforward, powerful, quick, has good draws, plays powerful cards. I think it's also a deck that, like, Magic players who like to feel smart are more likely to play. A lot of micro decisions, a lot of possible sideboarding you can do. It's the kind of deck that better players gravitate towards, even if it's not like dominating the format or anything right now. So we can Siren and map, or we can go for the throat, the Swiss Spear, and try and stay alive here a little bit. Only have 3 cards. One is an opt, so we're not taking too much damage next turn, possibly. Kind of want to just kill this, though. Just kill Swiss Spear, or potentially have a Monster Rage, whatever else it might be. Land 3, and they play a Steelcutter. That is not good. So, unfortunately, they found the Steelcutter off their cantrips, wasn't in their opener. And this is a bit of the weakness of this deck, of course, is that once Cutter's in play, we cannot remove it, which is not ideal. So, now we need to turn on the Jets a little bit here and be a little more aggressive with Preacher and Curiosity. And we can't afford to let this game go long, because we will obviously lose to the Cutter eventually. So, and I see some players in the AZRC did a gentleman's agreement to board out their Quarries in the mirror. I did not know. Where'd you hear that? Because that sounds kind of crazy. All right, so you're out of here. Taking 5 still. They only have 2 cards left. And, you know, Preacher is pretty nice. If Preacher into maybe Curiosity here. But... yeah, Karn just doesn't come in that often, honestly. He just, like, you know, comes in, comes out. When it's lunchtime, he comes in, it's for sure. But Karn's lazy. He doesn't go to work. Definitely an element with this deck of, like, trying to beat up on all the decks that are trying to beat the Steel Cutter deck, but has game here as well, of course. So, second talent. One of the things about this Izzet deck is that it is pretty threat light. Obviously, it relies on the cantrips to find more threats. There only are actually 16 threats in the deck. We should have to block here, right? We can't afford to not block. I mean, if it's Monstrous Rage, we're dead. If it's Burst Lightning, we're dead. If it's a cantrip, would they have played it first? No, because they draw land, doesn't matter. So we're just going to assume they have nothing, I guess. Yeah, sure. All right, block. All right, so unfortunately their hand went from only okay to really, really good, really, really fast, which is definitely a byproduct of the cantrips. But Cutter was the real issue there for sure. So, all right, so we're going to bring in, we're going to bring in... let's cut down the Annoyance, Duress, Shieldred, and cut down these Kaidos. I like the Spell Pierce. I don't love the Interference. I guess on the play it's okay, maybe. But discard spells definitely more agreeable. Tidebinder doesn't seem very good here. You can, in theory, Tidebinder across Steel Cutter, but like you're never winning that exchange ever. They'll just kill it with a Burst Lightning or something else, and it's already done its thing kind of too. Very, very clunky, so I love those. Realistically, we kind of want to just be like a black mid-range deck. We're not trying to be very flashy against them. I don't know, Tidebinder seems kind of sketchy to me. I could try it. Cut the Interference. Got to make 2 more cuts here. Not exactly sure what they are. I could see cutting a Curiosity too, honestly. Just cut some of the clunky stuff. And then... I mean, Drowner, Anoint, go for the Throat. Definitely more Preacher Shielded focused. They're going to have more answers too, though. Let me shave an Anoint. Alright, let's try this. Didn't bring Gix's Command. I think it's way too clunky and Spell Pierce, and the game isn't really about that, so... Alright, this hand's fine. This hand's like a little too much of just like our deck doing its own thing, but it's hard to mulligan. 2 lands, 2 Sirens, a Curiosity, a Preacher to go for the Throat. Alright, so they play Spire Buff Canal, and they just say go, which is kind of interesting. Looks like a Burst Lightning. I kind of want to get this this map on for sure. We're going to play a second Siren and just map onto a Siren. Second Siren. Spell Pierce seems unlikely. I mean, it could be Spell Pierce into a Steel Cutter if they want to try and stop my Duress, but probably just a Burst Lightning, which I think is fine here for us. No, all right, cool. All right, let's just send the Preachers up here. So no 1-drop. If they have Cutter here, it's just obviously a naked Cutter into my Preacher, which is great. So Preacher is face up, but old Spyglass Siren. They're in the tank, and they're firing it in a Braid. Great exchange for us, right? They've applied actual 0 pressure, and we're on the board. Our things are going. We're at 20 life. There's no Steel Cutter in sight. This could be the Cutter turn. They might go Cutter 1-drop here, which would be a little stinky, but we draw land for Curiosity. We're in great shape. We draw spells. We're in great shape. Feeling pretty good. Got a map here too, also. And there's your Cutter. And nothing? Wow. And we draw a land too. Alright, so play a land. We're going to attack. I like they're probably going to scoot into some Curiosity here. We draw a card. Curiosity? Their hand seems really bad. They do have the Cutter, but like essentially nothing else. And once Curiosity goes off, like, I actually abhor that this card is not draw one card or draw a card for each, like only if it's. I can't talk.
Whoops, whoopsie.
That's not capped at only one draw per combat. Aha. Because it is a super snowbally card. I can't talk. Leave me alone. All right, so we're going to duress first, see what's up. Probably have Preacher tap land. I don't see how things can go wrong for us here. They're going to Spell Pierce this. I kind of think I don't care. This is fine. I'm just going to decline, let it happen. I want to cast Preacher, second Preacher, so. Combat. I guess I could have, like, Opt to Torch the tower so I can be a token. It'd be kind of annoying, but they're going to Abrade the Curiosity. Why did they bring these Abrades in? This is part of the allure, honestly, of, like, playing an kind of off-meta deck, because, like, people just play weird against you, because they're not used to playing against your deck. So, Curiosity goes off. The Preacher goes off. We have almost infinite cards. About to be more. We see a block and maybe a defensive, like, Burst Lightning or Rage something here. Yeah, Curiosity, like, would be the best card in Standard in many, many Standard formats over the last, like, 20 years. But all the cards in Standard are great. So they're going to go for a Rage on their Cutter. I think this is fine. We could burn a Go for the Throat here. Keep our Preacher alive. Yeah, that's just too bad. I guess, sure. We're, like, way ahead here, so. We got punished for not playing the land first, whatever. So, draw a card. And let's map onto. Most big removal spells deal 5, not 4, so putting it here is what matters. Put it here. We're just going to reef also. Top card's Drowner, love that. Yeah. Opponent just hasn't done anything. If it's is an aggro deck, it's not a control deck. Like, these Abrades look pretty bad. Pretty nice little attack out of nowhere. Oh, we got a 10. But with Drowner and Preachers and everything else going on, I think we're okay here. So now we're going to get a lifelink blocker, which is pretty cool. Draw 2 more cards. Yeah, we have to draw all lands this game, but it feels almost irrelevant. We draw Cut Down, which is kind of awkward against the Prowess stuff, but fine. We have Drowner and Preacher. Yeah, we're just going to play an Island, just going to play a Preacher. Just say go Drowner Cut Down up and feeling pretty good about things. Could have gone for a Sorcery Speed Cut Down, but, like, I think this is fine. I think they need to kind of shove here anyway, and Cut Down might break that up. So, all right. Their draw was really bad. I don't know how they kept that hand. It didn't look particularly great, obviously. But we'll take it. All right. Game 3. And that is not going to work out. 1 land, Pain Land. No discard spell. Well, kind of just got to hope I don't have a Steel Cutter here. Keeping Tidebinder on the draw just seems so bad. Like, I want to keep my curve. Just Drowner into Preacher, Cut Down. Yeah. Shiv and Reef, okay. I got some painful lands. I think we're going to lead on Cut Down here. Just got to keep this board clear. So we got Drowner into Preacher. Preacher is good. I don't know, it's a lot of weight for the Preacher to bear for sure, but. Remember, folks, the first time hit that follow button. My name is Jim Davis. I'm a pro Magic player and pro commentator and full-time content creator. And your support makes what I do possible. So hit the buttons, support the content, do the things, leave a comment, like, follow, etc., etc. Go follow me on TikTok, too. Check out my new sponsor, Into the AM. Good stuff. Sleight of hand. Opt. Okay. Not great. Certainly a load-bearing Preacher, that's for sure. A little info on this Opt, top or bottom here. Bottom, sure. Flood Pits. Tap ya. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Sure. Totally fine. So, Taparonis. We draw Swamp. Yeah, really, really load-bearing on the Preacher here with all lands in our hand. Kind of an unfortunate mulligan, but what are we going to do, you know? Here's a Stock Up. I mean, Stock Up's obviously very good in this deck. I feel like I pump the fist a lot of times they cast it, though. So I'm just like, oh, thank God. Or a turn of reprieve, you know? That being said, it is turn 4, so they can just go land spell. But wouldn't even be that good with the Preacher in play, so... Alright, sure. Second Monk, can't attack. 19 to 17. We look somewhat even on cards, but we have all lands, and they don't, obviously, so it's not good for us. We draw another Preacher. Alright, that's cool. So we're actually ahead on life. We're going to lose draw a card here. That's still fine, I think. Bit stronger. Okay. Sure. Play Preacher. Play a Reef and say go. I guess we could have, I could have pained pre-combat. I mean, you got the guy too. Yeah, I screwed up. That's a mistake.
Whoops.
You can use your pain lands to control your Preachers, obviously. I just kind of, like, didn't think about it. Because it was... Oh, no, wait. 17, 18, 17. Yeah, it would have worked. So, that's fine. So, it should be at 17 with a 1-1 in play, which is definitely worth it, but that's okay. When I had double pain, I couldn't do it, right? Because I would have been at... They'd be at 17, I'd be at 17, yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry, you're right. I'm counting the life loss from Preacher. We could not have done that. Good to go. I know what I'm doing. I'm smart.
I'm in control here.
Drawing's great. I mean, we want to draw and everything, so. Oh my god. Which 5 damage spell folks are playing is pretty up in the air. It's Frenzy sometimes, it's Rebel Salvo sometimes. We draw another land. I think we're in trouble. We're going to attack. We're probably just super dead here. They just have so much gas, too, but... Alright, so... Play Shores, say go. We have Drowner to tap one of them, but... Probably dead. What's up, Matthew? How's it go, my friend? Matthew says... I think 10 cards you need to ban in Standard. That's a hot take. Standard is fast. It's a very large format. We're rotating very soon. Standard is like, you know, the biggest it's going to be right now. The next set that comes out, or no, I'm sorry, Final Fantasy will be the last set, and then the next set that comes out will be rotation. So I think we're dead here. All right, so pretty dead on board here. Yeah, I mean. This deck certainly struggles with the card Corey Steelcutter. Without Steelcutter, you can just kill their creatures pretty easily, but the engine with this card is kind of unbelievable. Yeah, we're dead. All right. So, yep, I mean, that is certainly the... obviously, we drew kind of bad this game, but I don't think it would have mattered anyway. We would also Steelcutter. So, that is definitely part of his deck's MO. It is not good against the card Corey Steelcutter, but kind of good against everything else. So, there you go. On the play. Hand's dope. Keep. This is a hand that can be Cutter. I want to see a Toronto Maple Leafs Edmonton Oilers finals. That's what I want to see. Matthews or McDavid going to get theirs. All right, so we see Voice of Victory, Virtue of Loyalty, Cut Down. And I think it's Cut Down. Because Bat for Virtue next turn. Sure. So, obviously not a Cutter deck. And then there's a bit of, like, Cutter, anti-Cutter stuff going on where it's like, you have Cutter's very good. There are anti-Cutter decks, and then the non-Cutter decks beat that deck pretty well. So, some usual metagaming stuff going on. Alright, so Virtue and Voice. I think Voice is terrible against us. We have Cut Down, so take the Virtue and say go. We got Preacher into Cut Down, which is awesome. I think we're in great shape here. Voice. Yeah, easy Preacher here, so. Jam Preacher, say go. And they really don't have much here. They've got some Plains, a Swamp, and an Unknown. They're going to scry a Voice to the Graveyard. Voice is a card that's, like, quite good, but, like, a little weird to have as a main deck card in this format if you're not, like, using the tokens super well. Maybe they are, I don't know. But 1921, we have 1 Pain land, so we can't do a trick. Let me just jam. There's no reason to cut down this just yet. Let's attack and see what happens. Draw a card. It's a Reef. Like, are they playing sweepers? They like most black-white anti-cutter decks are lockdown decks, but like I wouldn't imagine playing Voice of Victory main deck in your lockdown deck or your Virtue of Loyalty either. So I don't want to just jam here, honestly. Just like see what that last card is. Let's take a look. It's a Plains. It's a Plains. Oh. Hopefully they don't draw Wrath of God. Even though we have Reef and Soulstone Sanctuary, so. Looks like some sort of like tokeny deck. I could buy that. You're coming in. You got it, friend. Yeah, take the hit. Down to 18. Play Swamp. Say go.
A few brave warriors willing to sacrifice all.
Is it weird I want a Reef just to like see what's in your deck? We're already kind of winning this game pretty handily. On a map and on a pre. Yeah, sure, I'll just do it. Plays on a Wrath. We're in pretty good shape here regardless, so let's send it. To draw a removal spell? I would think. Maybe draw like Get Lost, something like that. This is great, right? Because Get Lost is freaking trash anyway, so.
Still a piece of garbage.
Get Lost, our guy. Still attack for 1,000,000. We're going to mill you and see what's going on. They mill over an Overlord. Yeah, they're just like a tokeny black-white control deck. Sure. They're 9. Say go. A lot of maps in play. They rip an Overlord, unfortunately. It's a little sketchy, but sure. We draw Kaido, which is kind of nice, actually. I kind of want to cut down a Moth and then attack with Kaido. They'll block the Deep Cavern Bat with this thing on it, but we'll get to Kaido them, which is kind of cool. So... we could also just wait till blocks are declared and kill the bat blocking the Deep Cavern Bat. That's kind of cool. That's kind of a cool way to do it. We'll still get through an unblocked attacker to Kaido them. That's kind of cool. I like that. It's always important to think through your permutations and what are possible options. Obviously, killing a blocked creature is a little weird, but this allows for our attack to get through and not have to pre-combat the cut down and lose our Deep Cavern Bat, so... So, kind of a heads-up play. They keep back one of their Moths, which can block this in the future. That's fine, though. So we're still gonna make our play here. We are going to Kaido. We are going to bounce, I think, the Siren. And put in Kaido. Gonna cut down this Moth.
Get off my
Off to a Flame, etc., etc. They go to 5. We're gonna do the Surveil thing, right? They do actually have a decent amount of power in play to hit this Planeswalker. Could kill 1 and attack for just 2. That's fine also, but kind of want to just add a Ninja Emblem. We have the Sanctuary too. Yeah, just add the Emblem. We're already gassed up on cards here, so play this thing and say go. They're 5. Pretty hard to kill Kaido. Looking pretty good. Kaido is... it is pretty crazy how good Kaido and Enduring Curiosity are. You know, and like they're like a little too slow for the format, just based on the texture of the format. Here comes a Voice. So whenever one or more tokens your opponent's control enter, copy it. Whenever one you control, you drain for 1. Pretty fun little token deck. They're attacking Kaido for 3. We just don't really care. And they're just super dead, right?
Not scared of you.
Yeah, super dead. Cool. Sweet. So their draw wasn't great, but like they also just like drew a bunch of cards that didn't matter, like Voice of Victories and stuff. So we're gonna bring in I would say Shieldred's not very good against them. Tidebinder, they almost assuredly have Elspeth in their deck. They also have Cutdowns too, though. Interference, Spell Pierce, Dreams of Steel and Oil. It's a hard deck to cyber with. They could have like the white enduring creature for Anoint. We don't really know. I kind of like these Masterminds. What's up, Darth? Thanks for the resub. Is your sub older than Cassian? 29 months? No. Cassian's 2.5. So, close. Phantom Interference, kind of interesting. Stroke or Negate. Like, I guess Stroke only hits Overlord, but Overlord's pretty big. Maybe Interference is just fine. Don't know, Duress. I don't know. It's kind of weird sideboarding against their deck because it just like looks a little weird. But all these Masterminds, more flash stuff. Dreams of Steel and Oil is awkward. Duress is kind of awkward. I don't think Drowner's great either. I don't know, honestly. We're sure on this side. I'm really not sure. Hand's great. Perfect curves. Siren into Bat into Preacher. Alright. So there you go. I got a map. Map turn 2, Voice of Victory. Sure. Oh, that don't stop. No Bat. Let's take a looky-loo. Their hand is. They're a talent deck. Sure. Preacher, Anoint, Overlord. Talent. Making them cast Anoint next turn is pretty good. It's a talent. Right? Yeah, because talents, they'll draw off talent. It's kind of cool, honestly. It's like a black-white Caretaker's talent deck. Their hand is certainly better this game. If we can get one good shot with Curiosity, though, we'll be in good shape. Kind of cool. Play Preacher. Attack for a chunk. That's fine. I think this card is really, really good. Like, we draw a cut down. Yeah, I'm pretty happy to play Preacher here, right? We're just going to attack, play Preacher, and just hope we can get a good Curiosity hit in next turn. So, just attack. Say go. It is 18-17. If that attack would put us to an equal life total, it would have been a bad attack, so good that we didn't do that. Never want to be at equal life when your opponent's Preacher in play. And I would probably offer to trade Preachers here, given the option. They rip a talent. Make a token. H block. We're about to draw off 2 more cards. The deck's kind of sweet. Yeah, I kind of agree. Just gonna jam here. Just gonna take our shot, take our cards, and we can get him. I think ideally they miss a land drop here. We can Phantom the Overlord, but we brought in 2 Mastermind. We definitely want all 3 if they're playing talent. They're gonna level. Great. So they miss on land here for a turn. They can Anoint the Bat if they let us untap or don't want us untap. Gonna main phase it. Pretty heads up, I suppose. Let me draw a Flood. So we can't play spells on their turns. We can just kill this Voice, I guess. So we kill a Voice. We're gonna attack. Give them a chance to block if they want to. They're not going to, so sure, whatever. So cut down this. I should draw a card first. That was stupid. Whatever. Draw a card. Draw a card. We probably are cutting down anyway, but we draw a untap land. So now we have Mastermind, Drowner, and Interference all up at the same time, which is great for us. So untap land there was big. 2 tap lands otherwise. And that missed land drops are going to cost them this game, I think. Yeah, a little too late, unfortunately. Yeah, now we're just
Get off my
give them the old Interference. 2 minutes in the box, Interference. And I think we drown here also. 3 attacks. Step in. Get out. Out of town. I hate this card's unbounded discard draw so much. I actually abhor it. Like, we drew a lot of lands, which isn't ideal. We have another Curiosity and a Mastermind. Probably still fine. So, it should be good for us, but... Blue, 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 blue. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, like, the hopeless feeling when your opponent draws 3 cards off this, just like, it just feels like the game ends. It just feels so bad. All right, so they're going to Overlord. We're going to Mastermind and draw off of their trigger. They make some blockers. They draw a card. Our attackers here are quite prudent. We draw a removal spell. Yeah, this is over, folks. Yeah. We're going to deck here with all these Curiosities. Untap. Cut down a blocker. Fire up a Sanctuary. Yeah, that's it. Okay, sure. So, they stumbled a bit that game for sure. Probably a decent matchup for us, I would think. But yeah, cool deck from our opponent, honestly. Pretty cool stuff. All right, on the play. A little awkward, honestly, but we can keep this. Probably Siren on 1, map tap land on 2. Try to find that 3rd land for Kaido. Make a map, say go. Venerated Rot Priest.
Pointless nostalgia.
All right. This is probably good against us, honestly. We're just going to cut down tap land. Do it now while they're tapped out. Just take our poison. And not going to map. I want to guarantee Kaido, so... Get out of here.
Get off my plate.
Attack for 1. Do the thing. A little scary. A little scary. Bant Toxic. How about Rot Priest number 2? How about it? Alright, well. It's Kaido time, I suppose. Ninja!
Do a barrel roll.
Kaido coming in?
Be jealous of me.
What does Kaido want to do? I don't want to target the Rot Priest with the tappy thing. We're going to kill it next turn anyway. Let's draw, right? Alright, so we'll 0 up, Surveil 2, and draw. We're going to see a Preacher and an Interference.
6 different ways.
So, what's next turn going to look like? We kind of want to kill this Rot Priest. So Preacher seems kind of iffy here. I think we're pretty good on threats. I want the counterspell, though. So there you go. Can anoint and then counter their protection spell if they want to go that route with the Rot Priest. There's a way to build a white Gear Hulk Rot Priest deck. Main deck sheltered by ghosts. Alright, that's... If they have a protection spell here, that's kind of a problem, honestly. Ward 2. Damn. That is not good. We go over the Anoint, pay the ward, and they have a Snakeskin Veil or a Spell Pierce, and the game is, like, pretty over. We could just, like, put blockers in play and try and block it, which I don't hate, actually. We should go Siren, tap land, go. I'm sorry, Siren, map. If the map misses, though, it's, like, pretty tough. I mean, playing Bant Toxic in a format where red is, like, the best deck is, like, pretty weird. This is, like, this is, like, a polarized deck, good against slow decks, and... Pretty fast format, but... Alright, we're going to Siren, and we'll map. And hopefully hit a spell. Alright, pop a map. They are getting priority, which is not great. Dump that. Play this. Now you have 2 blockers, too. Alright, I mean... Sure. 4 cards. All right. I mean, unfortunately, this deck has 8 Rot Priest in it. It's like pretty hard to beat. That's a lot of Rot Priest. It's by far the best card in the deck by a country mile. Unfortunately, the Drowner has to target too. I can't choose not to do it. So I'm going to cast this. I have to do it now. Even though it's going to get countered by the ward. It's pretty annoying. Pretty annoying interaction. That's a reasonable thought, that by mapping, it makes them less likely to attack into my Drowner. That's fair. Oh, I'm sorry. Rot Priest is only spells. I'm sorry. My bad. Thought it was also abilities, just spells. Man, Terrible gets nowhere to run, right? Holy moly. Okay. So yeah, I think that was a pretty poorly played turn on my part. I am Jam. Welcome to the stream. That's not bad. It's a pretty good draw. All right, let's rest. Take a looky, Lou. See what's up. Set up to anoint the Rot Priest later. Mockingbird is just a kind of iffy card. Like, yeah, you can copy Priest, but like your opponent's gonna kill Priest on sight, so like a lot of times you just won't copy it. I think Mockingbird's a weird card. I don't know. All right. They have a Serum Snare to bounce their own Rot Priest. Sure. They're at 5 poison already. Like Rot Priest is the best card of the deck by such a wide margin. Aspirant's Ascent, Rot Priest, Annex Century. Alright, so we're gonna map here. Just double attack with interference up. Sure. Try and Century will counter it. I guess I may draw untap land in Century. It's like pretty bad, but whatever, I guess. Well, I guess we could just kill it then, right? We would let it. So here's a Rot Priest. They may live to regret that that sequencing there, right? We should counter the Sentry now. And then we untap and annex the Rot Priest. We go to 8 poison, though. God. In multiples, it's just so gross. But yeah, we're going to counter this. So counter this. Hold on a second. We could let this resolve and then anoint the Sentry and block the Rot Priest. That's even better. So sure. But they might, and then if they don't attack, it's like really bad for us. See what happens. Alright, well. Alright, sure, I guess that's fine.
Poor predictable Bart. Always takes rock.
Unfortunately, we're just dead. Because this has to proc the poison. Alright, whatever. Alright. That was a very bad played game on my part. Oh, it's not abilities. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm just the stupidest person alive. We're good. Everything is fine. Alright. We are at 8 poison, but we're I haven't seen this deck in a while, folks, alright? Don't act like you know what these cards do. So we're gonna attack, play Preacher to block with doesn't matter. We have interference also. This is all going as planned. Surreal 2. Ship all of these. Draw a card. Sure. Play Preacher, have a counter spell up, say go. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have a Reef Net. Yeah, they're dead. Alright, cool. Alright. A little sloppy, but should be a really good matchup for us in theory, so we'll take the dub. Closer than I would have liked, that's for damn sure. But it's all coming up Millhouse.
After it was all over, he took us in the house and served us pancake.
So on every cheap card possible, cut down, duress, negate, interference. I want to cut Sheoldred. Tidebinder is kind of good against them, actually. Want the removal spells. I think Dreams is fine against them. I want to shave like 2 Curiosities. Cut down, Anoint, Spell Pierce, Interference. Yeah, if the goal is going to come back to me if they're playing Domain in the RC and be like, I lost it to ban Toxic 3 times. I'm like, how is that possible? All right, so let's cut probably just a removal spell. Is Anoint better than Go for the Throat? I think it is, actually. Because they have artifact stuff. Yeah, they have artifacts, and nothing costs more than 3, so sure, this is good. Alright. Deep Cavern Bat's really good against them, so... And it's good, we can keep. It's a little clunky, but... Play Skrelv. Draw Spell Pierce. They play a turn 2 Bitter Blossom. I'll be very, very sad, but... It's another Rot Priest. They got plenty of those, so... And they tap their non-Murex land. Awkward. And a Mockingbird. Alright, well... This draw's pretty good. We are going to Deep Cavern Bat them. Skrelv to defend the Rot Priest. Are probably dead here. It's a pretty good draw. They have Negate and Serum Snare. Negate is kind of whatever. I mean... Yeah, like, we're probably just dead, honestly. Creature can block one of the Rot Priests, not the other. They can push to its Skrelv, but obviously it exposes them to removal. Spyglass Siren. We need to hit a land off their thing. We can anoint this Skrelv. They have Negate too, so. Alright, should play Preacher as I go. Play Preacher as I go. Dimir versus Toxic, like it's freaking 2023, right? Nice life gain for us. What's up, Gox? First time chatter. This is the Dimir deck that won the Australia Regional Championship. First place. I doubt Jennifer played against any Bant Toxic decks along the way. Alright, so force tapping Murex. They play Skrelv's Hive. That's not good. My good friend Dan Jessup also top-aided the 10K on Sunday of Minneapolis with Dimir as well. Different list, but yeah, we're super dead here. They have, like, the world. They have Negate up, Skrelv's Hive, perfect opening of Skrelv into double Rot Priest. Like, we are stone dead here. I guess we can, like, anoint and spell pierce their Negate, but we're just taking so much poison here. Praying for Gix's Command? No, that card's not even in the deck. I think the card's very clunky against Negate and counter spells and stuff. Gix's Command is for red, I would assume. Not my favorite card. I think non-spell pierce Negate decks, you know, but... Alright, so we're going to Siren. We're going to say go. We're going to upkeep. Anoint this. I should do it now. She said that they can't give us a response. So, sure. Anoint this. They get 2 poison counters. They negate. We spell pierce. Oh, yeah, obviously they're tapped now, too, so. They negate. We spell pierce. I love a good spell pierce. This is a fine spell pierce. It's not a great spell pierce, though. We're still probably a decent underdog here. It just costs so much poison to freaking try and kill these. Like, you probably need to chump block with the Siren, not take a poison this turn. No. And if they draw anything reasonable, also is making, even if they never draw a spell, right? They're making 2 mites every turn. It seems so hard to win this game. We got a 6 poison. Can we win? Give a map too. Kaido, a map. Obviously, the even number of counters means that two spells kills us. You know what? I think we're just pretty dead this game. Pretty good draw from our opponent. Oh, yeah, kill us. Oh, yeah. All right. Rip the card that can make 4 poison counters out of nowhere. GG. Good rips. All right, we're going to game. We're going to game 3 here. Nice draw, opponent. That's not new tech. They used to play that back in the day, too. All right, so no changes for us, I think. This is fun. Very rude on the play. We got no black mana. Pretty stinky. Mulligan. Well, not our finest work, but whatever, I guess. And they have turn 1 Skrelv. A lot of weight on this Phantom Interference. Our opponent's deck is not popular at all. It is like I would strongly recommend against playing Bant Toxic, unless you have like a sick read on your local metagame or something like that. This deck has always been bad against the red decks, and like Monstrous Rage is played in like a large portion of the decks in the format. So. It's also a deck that's bad against Temporary Lockdown, which is the card that everyone's playing to beat the red deck. So, like, your good matches are probably just, like, Domain, maybe Control, and maybe Dimir, and you probably get ranched by everything else. And this deck is also probably the most polarized deck in the entire format. Very few decks in Standard have, like, 90-10 matchups, you know, where they're super lopsided, like in Modern. This deck does, though. This deck obliterates Domain, can't beat a red deck, save its life, etc., etc. So 1920, sure. I mean, Preacher's pretty good. The big thing at this deck is just blockers. If you can just put blockers in play, you can be in okay shape. So 2 Preacher's kind of nice for that. Yeah, when Domain was super popular, this was like the anti-Domain deck. Bad against the most popular deck, bad against the decks built to beat that deck. Yeah, that's kind of the issue. You know, like, usually you're on one side of the coin or the other. You beat the Steel Cutter decks, or you beat the decks trying to beat the Steel Cutter decks. It's kind of loses to both, actually. So, here's a Jawbone Duelist, Double Strike Toxic 1. And Sheltered by Ghosts. Sure. I mean, annoying if we can't draw our removal spell. We can! I guess they have Skrelv, but whatever. Alright, so we're going to get a card here off Preacher. We need another removal spell, but sure. That's a swamp. Kind of a bummer. Alright. We got to kill Skrelv now, because if they use it on the... I guess if they use it, we'll... Because we get double Toxic. We just play Sanctuary and say go here. We're up against it. Like, yeah, their draw is pretty good. Hive is great against us. They have Skrelv and all their mana, all things they can ever want against our Mulligan and Flood, but... And Mockingbird X equals 1. Trying to copy the Jawbone Duelist. Alright, sure. Yeah. Oh my god, man. Okay. I suppose. Okay, like, yeah, attack. That's cute, I guess. So, we're gonna Sanctuary to a creature. Draw another land.
Somebody's playing a prank on me.
Trying to mount some sort of a defense here.
No, you can't. Don't even try.
We're going to take a bunch in the air. Skrelv obviously being a huge issue. You need to draw 1 extra removal spell for every Skrelv they draw. And then Hive also an issue too. Yeah, we're probably just stone dead here. Yeah, this will corrupt us also. So it turns on their corrupted stuff, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, alright. I mean, if we draw a removal spell for Skrelv, or maybe a spell in general, that wouldn't be that bad. I could have attacked here. I just screwed up. I just forgot which ones. We draw Flood Pit's Drowner. It's actually not bad. That's the thing we can at least do to slow down this job on Duelist. Alright, so Sega. I think we're going to upkeep tap this, not let them draw a card first. I guess we could tap Skrelv too, and then if it taps, then we get to kill the thing. Yeah, that works too. That's probably, that's better actually, yeah, that's much better. Yeah, we tap this, they don't do anything. Yeah, that's right, that's much better, sure. So, Drowner of Skrelv. We get to kill the Duelist in the air. They'll probably use it in response because they want to get the double toxic. Yeah. I mean, if they have a counter, like a negate here or something like that, we're super dead. But I'm sure. Pay the ward. We lost the Aspirin Scent there too, so. Stun that bad boy. The Hive goes off. Alright, I mean, we're making some amount of progress here, right? We're only at 3 poison. Skrelv's locked up for a little bit here on that stun counter. They drew the Ascent! I'm not dead, am I? So this is going to be 4 toxic in the air. Oh, they have Seed Core too. Seed Core is +2/+1. So we're going to lose some stuff here, but I should do this, I guess. No, I'm sorry, let's do this. So they'll pump this one and trade with the Sanctuary. Alright. So they also gain life, so Preacher will make blockers. So kill Sanctuary, trade the rest. We go to 7 poison. We draw a nice spell for us, please. Any removal spell. It's on the Preacher. This is going to make a blocker, so it's fine. So we target both. And play Preacher and play River and say go. We're just play Valang because I want to have mana for Reef and things that I draw. I draw multiple cards, so. And Preacher deck's pretty good. The Skrelv, I mean, as long as we have 2 different colors of blockers for Skrelv, it's like a pretty big game, so. Could have got rid of the Skrelv too. Maybe. Yeah, it's fair. That's not a very good draw. We probably should have drawn at the Skrelv, yeah. Yeah, it's my bad.
Whoops. Whoopsie.
They're at 17. 2 blockers. Alright. I don't love this, but. So Skrelv can't push through Duelist. If we have 2 uniquely typed. Yeah, we should have it. I was just a punch. That's just my bad. Sorry.
Could have picked a better spot.
Attack, milieu, make some tokens, and they have a way to remove Drowner. We're dead, but all right. Skull makes the Hive makes the thing. Yeah, that was a huge mistake. That was just I just kind of glossed out there. This card's really good, really flexible card. All right, Bonnet. Am I dead? Yeah, Seed Core is pretty wild. This is like the card that makes the function here. They draw a Rot Priest, which is like kind of okay, sort of. I mean, it's 9-8. We have Pain Land. We can get the Preacher double trigger, which is pretty good here, actually. Yeah, this is a tight one. Raw Priest and Skrelv. It's so funny how nowhere to run is so insane against this deck too. Like, just another huge portion of the metagame, but... They're going to make a Might not able to block via white. Kind of a clever play, honestly. This allows for... it put us to 8, which is a lot worse than 7, and they also gain a life. We're going to block here, I think. We can leave back a Preacher or the Reef if we have to. Sure, so they gain 3. So now that means that we get tokens. Again, not cards. We draw Tidebinder, which is actually pretty cool. Alright, sure. So, and then we jam with... It was too toxic, yeah, right. So, we jam with the Preachers. We can Tidebinder of a Skrelv trigger. They go to 6. We say go. The Hive is, I guess, chipping away too. All the guys have lifelink, so they draw another Jawbone Duelist. Sure. They try and Skrelv we Tidebinder, which is a pretty big game because they're totally on the ground and I have a million blockers. All right, well, so +2, +1. We could double block and guarantee they die, or we can... I could have freaking Reefed here to block one of them. It's basically free. Yeah, might be better. Double blocking both loses 3 tokens. It kills 2 of theirs. That's still good though. And they're not gonna use it at all. So we actually gain 4. They gain 2. It's now 13 to 7. Preachers will now draw cards. And we draw Enduring Curiosity. Man. All right. So Preachers are going in. Wait, no. Now they can seed core the Jawbone Duelist. Oh my god, man. What a game. So now that both duelists could block and kill one of the Preachers. Could Tidebinder the seed core, but I kind of hate that, honestly. Because now I can't Tidebinder the Skrelv. We draw a bunch of cards, though, and kill their duelist. If they're smart, they would do it beforehand, but whatever, sure, it's stack. Drawing 2 here is a pretty big deal. Tidebinder does not turn off lands permanently, so it is a major downside to this play, but draw 2. They should do the land pre-blocks. They're not going to, but... Oh, they should chump block. Or trade. Sure, that's fine too. This is fine. Honestly, pretty cool with this. Curiosity, get an extra draw. Trade Preacher for Jawbone Duelist. It's all fine with me. And now we have a variety of colors in play, so Skrelv can't get us on the ground. Draw another card. It's a cut down. Okay. I think we're not super enthralled with the idea of targeting the creatures. I think we still want to just Tidebinder the Skrelv if they go for it, so we're just going to go. Dead to Ascent off the top. You can't beat everything, you know? Ugh. Obviously makes cut down even worse. I think that's fine. If we don't have mana to cut down and Tidebinder, sure, but we only have 3. really hard game. Like, this has been a hell of a game. Always duresses and bats is not helping either. All right, so same life total is pretty sick for us. They have Pain Land if they want to do it, but I got to combat and attack. They don't really have great blocks on Preacher, so I might draw 2, which would be really cool. Can Curiosity come in also? So we have a black blocker and possibly a blue blocker also. Yeah, sure. You can't ping in response because it triggers on. I don't know, it might be intervening if, but all right. So decent attack. Their blocks aren't great. They're just taking all of it. Down to 7. We draw 2. All of these duresses and removal spells are kind of awkward. We draw Phantom Interference. That's kind of gross too. All right, so play Bat. We can't bat. We draw a land. Oh my god, man. So we can't bat and Preacher. Bat does save us against the jump thing. Play Preacher where shields down on Tiebinder. Can't do that. So sure. This is a white flying blocker, which is kind of cute. So Scar Duress, they go. They go to 6. Second Seed Core is actually pretty annoying. That makes their mites off Hive pretty significant. Man, what a game. How have we drawn so many cards this game? We just can't, like, really make that much progress. I guess we didn't kill the Skrull like about 1,000 years ago, but alright, so now they can use one defensively. They can't actually, so kind of a weird only one attack, right? Like with 2 Seed Cores. We have more life. We're gonna draw. I think I should do 1. I want to leave a white blocker and play also, so we're probably gonna end step Phantom Interference for a 2/2 flyer. I think. We're not cutting down Skrells. We'll go to 9 poison. We die to literally anything. So, oh, dodge came in. Right. Sure. Sure, this is fine. We go to 9. We go to 13. Should I cash this in for a flyer? Which is kind of nice, actually. Being able to do something here end step is like pretty important. Again, if we cut down a Skrull, we go to 9 poison, we die to actual any spell. So I think we're going to try and not target their creatures. We can Tiebinder one of the Rot Priests, but then we're still at 8 poison. I don't know. It just seems sketchy to me. Draw land. They only have 4 viable blockers. They do have lifelink. We have a reef. So 4, 8, 9, 10. We have 13 damage essentially. They're effectively at 6, right? I mean, they gain life on blocks too, but man, what a game. This game's breaking my brain. I think we're here. Leaving back a flyer and a differently colored creature. This is 1 short of lethal, I guess, so like they could just take it, but we just like play creature and say go a Tiebinder and kill spells up. They're going to offer Duelist for Preacher. We just get another Duelist. That's great. Fire up the reef. Sure, so this is good for us. We should get Preacher back anyway, so... Alright, so deal damage, draw a bunch of cards. Get back Preacher. We draw Kaido. Anoint. Again, not super interested in targeting their creatures, I don't think. Yeah, should play Preacher. Play Preacher and just say go. Alright. Let's keep it to rest, actually. Yeah, Spellbeer is probably not right. Right. I forgot that it's spells only. Right. So probably should have Kaido to stun this. I played this game pretty bad, folks. It's been a really, really hard game, but I have not played this game very well. It has been a exceedingly difficult game. It's probably the hardest game I've played in a long time. But yes, we should have Kaido and tap the Skrelv rather than play a second Preacher. They're going to go for this. So they drew a thing that can target multiple things, we die. Or a thing that can proliferate, I guess. So I think now you want to just save Tidebinder for one of these Rot Priests. We don't really care about this. Okay. They stand to gain 6 life here. We could kill our own creature to stop lifelink. That is certainly a possibility. Which I honestly don't hate. Just turn this into a lightning strike to their face. And still Tiebinder, which is the important part. Tiebinder is the important one here, so. Okay, so they go to 9. They lose a Might. It is 12 to 9. Our board's pretty chunky. We're going to untap. They have 2 blockers. We can hard cast Kaido. Tap one of these. Block 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think reefing is a little too aggressive in that spot. I also kind of like the resting here too. See what's up. Damn, man. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, yeah. Let's rest for it. Let's rest. See what's up. Because one of these priests has to block. Yeah, so this is great. So now we just Leroy with everything. They block with a Rot Priest. We Kaido the Skrelv. And we can cut down Tidebinder. Hold on. So 4, 2, 1. Kaido Skrelv. Tidebinder. Holy shit, man. Possible Ninja Kaido just kills them too. Oh my god, my head's gonna explode. Kaido 1 and cut down the other. We take 2 poison. That was probably lethal, yeah. Sure. I could also just kill a Rot Priest, Tidebinder one of the triggers, kill the other Rot Priest, and then win. So that works too, so let's stack. Sure, so... yeah, so let's do that. So let's go kill one of these. Tidebinder the trigger on the one that is not being targeted. So this one. Take 1 poison. That dies. This has no... yeah, this is fine. Yeah, so... a very difficult game. a sloppy game also, but we pulled it out and we got the dub. So I'm gonna need a nap and a cigarette or whatever. Give me a second here. Just kidding, kids. Don't smoke. All right, so went 2-1. Lost the cutter, beat everything else. It's kind of like the plan of this deck a little bit. Obviously, if you're able to nab a cutter with a Duress or Dreams of Steel and Oil or a Spell Pierce, this deck can definitely beat Izzet, but it's a little tough. But pretty cool deck. Had a pretty high win rate, honestly, in Minneapolis. Of course, won in Australia. And yeah, I mean, Kaido and Curiosity are back, folks. I'm not super happy about it, but you know, they are back. So more to go on stream. You two folks, love you. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.